This is Career Search 1, and today is day 74. And our benchmark today, I'm going to read it. I know that you can read it, it's right in front of you, but I want to make certain that you get the one that we're talking about today. We're going to explain the universal values that guide our choices during times of transition. And since we're talking about mate selection and finding somebody that is going to be supportive of our career, I thought that today I would talk about the test of fire. So let's talk about what happens when you meet somebody that you think you want to spend the rest of your life with. So what happens is you meet somebody and you fall in love. Aww, isn't that adorable? And what happens when you fall in love with somebody is that you jump right in. You jump right into the relationship. And you want to spend time with them, and you want them to spend time with you, and you call them on the phone, and you do what I think is called phone stalking. You call them and you're like, "Hi, what are you doing?" And then like 2 minutes later, you text them and say, "What are you doing now?" And then you text them and you say, "And what are you doing now?" And you basically just want to spend every moment of the day with them. But something's going to happen that's going to determine whether or not this is a relationship that's going to be for the long term. And I call it the test of fire. So if I can do this by myself, and I'm not sure that I can because I always have an assistant, but if I can do this by myself, let's see if I can show you what the test of fire looks like. Okay, so can you see the test of fire means that something has to happen in the relationship. But what has to happen in the relationship? It has to withstand a test of fire. So what is a test of fire? It's something that is going to make your relationship, it's going to make it or break it. And this is really awesome. I'll probably set off the brand new fire alarms or something. So I'm going to extinguish this and we can talk about it. It didn't want to give up. Okay. So what is a test of fire? Well, a test of fire, number one, every relationship has to go through. And what I want to show you is that if you go through a test of fire with somebody that you love, you won't be damaged. Do you see that? Can you see that it's still a heart, it's not been burnt, it's not missing any of its pieces, parts. But what I want to know is, what's a test of fire? A test of fire is any situation that's really going to challenge your relationship. And sometimes you don't know if you have the right person unless it goes through a test of fire. There are tests of fire all the time. Sometimes people call them children, or new jobs, or moving to a new city. Today what I want you to do, and it's going to be very subjective. Today what I want you to do is I want you to think about what kind of a test of fire that your relationship might go through. And it could be one of the ones that I mentioned, or it could be something that I didn't mention. But I want you to write down a test of fire that you think a relationship could go through. And then what kind of coping skills do you have that are going to help you go through that test of fire? Good luck.